Hello everybody, it's me Heather, and today I wanted to show you my Melt Cosmetics Amor y Mariposas PR box haul. So this gorgeous box contains the full collection. It does retail for $450. It will be available at Sephora November 24th, and it'll be available on meltcosmetics.com on November 23rd. So if you were on the mailing list on their newsletter for their website, for Melt Cosmetics website, they did give you a slight discount. Instead of $450, you did pay $425. So it's a very luxe experience. This is very weighty. This is beautifully designed. It's just a satin black texture. There's butterflies all around the rim of the box. And let's just dive right into this collection. I'm just going to go ahead and set this here since it is rather large. And we'll go through everything. So you do get a hand mirror. You get a pigment paint that you can use around the eyes. There are 2 gel liners, 5 lipsticks, 3 of them matte, 2 of them are glitter lipsticks. And then you have 3 of their Perfectionist lip pencils. Now, let me show you the artwork. So when you open that up, you've got the heart, you've got the butterflies. This is really a gorgeous presentation. And the whole theme of this, isn't that great? The whole theme of this makeup collection is mourning the loss of a loved one and just beauty to be found. You know, some people talk about seeing birds or hummingbirds or butterflies or rainbows, like certain signs that they know are just signs from their loved ones who have passed. So it's really a beautiful message. Then you get 7 face and eye brushes, and then there are 2 palettes, an eyeshadow palette or a pressed pigment palette, and a blush palette. So I'm going to swatch everything. Let's start off. So first, let's begin with the mirror. A gorgeous little hand mirror. Very nice, lightweight, little mini mirror, but it's got good magnification. I can see my entire face in the mirror, which is what you want. So we'll be using that throughout. And let's start with the first gel liner. There's 2 gel liners. This one is in the shade Colibrí, and it is a Metal Bond gel liner. And first off, the packaging. It's gold, it's got butterflies embossed all around it. And then you open it up, and it's just this, woo, that is a cool color. Well, let's go ahead and swatch this, shall we? Oh, wow. I haven't used this formula before. It's a very soft texture. Let's go ahead and go in. Oh, wow. This is gorgeous. Oh, my God. This is so pretty. It's a metallic emerald green. That is gorgeous. So that's Colibrí. Colibrí. Sorry, I don't know what it means. I just know it's Spanish. All right, the next other gel liner is in the shade Estrella, and it is a sparkling gold. Let's go ahead and try that one. Okay, that's really fun. This is Estrella. As you can see, it's a shimmering gold. Next is the pigment paint Concha. Pigment paints can be used around the eye area. And again, it's just this lovely box. Oh, the art direction of this project is gorgeous. Ooh, wow, this looks really cool. Oh, this is so cool. I'm excited. Ooh, let's open this up. Oh, wow. So here we have a bright magenta, And I know I already have stuff on my eyes, but I'm just gonna I'm debating if I'm gonna use a brush. Yeah, let me use a brush so I don't stain my finger. And I'm just gonna... Whoa, this is really pretty. Oh my gosh. Maybe not necessarily with the way I have it paired right now, but I'm just swatching it to see it. What an interesting texture. It does go on very wet, very pigmented, but you can really blend it out and sheer it out. And I'm a big fan of cream eyeshadows. And you could use this as a base for other colors, for other looks. Oh my gosh, this is brilliant. Okay, I know I look a little crazy right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave everything as is for now so we can just keep moving along to the next item. There are 5 lipsticks in the collection. There are 2 glitter lipsticks, which is not a formulation I've tried before, so I'm looking forward to checking this out. And then we have 3 ultra matte lipsticks. Anyone who's been a fan of Melt Cosmetics for a long time is very familiar with their matte lipstick formulation, which is always excellent, extremely pigmented. They used to have some really, really unconventional shades. Now, not as wild as they used to be, which I get, trends change, but does anybody else remember Space Cake? Come on now. All right, so let's check these out. So the first glitter lipstick that we have here is in the shade, Inolvidable. There we go. It took me a second. Oh, wow. That is beautiful. So it's this bright pink fuchsia. And oh my gosh, the detailing on this. On one side, we have the butterfly and it has the aura. And then you have it on the other side. And it is just this shimmering. Oh, wow. Let's go ahead and just try this on, shall we? Excellent pigmentation. I expect no less from Melt Cosmetics. I love that the shade in the tube is what I get on my lips, and it is very glittery, but not in like a glittery chunky way. I don't know. I've not used a formula like this before. I do like it. It's very fun. Of course, you could blend it with other shades, top it over another shade. But I'm just doing lip swatches of each shade so you can see what you've got here. But this is the shade, Inolvidable. Sorry, I have to practice some of these words. All right, let's move on to the next glitter shade. As is the case when you're trying to remove anything with glitter in it, there's always remnants of glitter. So I still have, although I was able to get the lipstick off pretty easily with a makeup remover, there are definitely remnants of the glitter on my lips. So definitely something to keep in mind if you don't want to be haunted by glitter after you've removed your makeup. So if you see occasional glitter now and again, that's just something we'll have to fight through for this video. So the next shade of the glitter lipstick, this is Amor Eterno. Ooh, and this is a bright, vivid coral. I almost want to say orange. Let's give it a try, shall we? And I'm sorry, I should show you this before I ruin it. On the very top, there is a butterfly. This is such luxe design, such beautiful packaging. I'm really loving this. Although I like the color on this one I do notice is really just, it has that, because of the glitter, it's really emphasizing all the natural fine lines in my lips that we all have. If you didn't have them, your lips wouldn't move when you talk. So I'm not worried about that, but it does emphasize that. Also, I noticed the pigmentation on this one, although it's decent, it does seem to be a little bit more sheer. Like on the top lip, I'm having a little bit more trouble making it as opaque as my bottom lip. But that might just be a trick of the light, to be honest. But Amor Eterno, eternal love. Both of the glitter lipsticks in this collection do leave a slight stain, and there's definitely the aftermath of glitter after you remove your makeup. So I did use a makeup remover to take off the lipstick, and that got rid of most of the stain. But like I said, the remnants of glitter, that's just something you'll have to deal with. So we're moving on now to the 3 matte shades, and let's take a look at this packaging. My gosh. Again, you'll have to see this in person. I'm sure it's not showing up on camera as nicely as I'd like it to. There's probably a lot of reflection, but it's just this butterfly inside a heart, and there's just this huge aura. There's a seashell melt. Oh, this is beautiful. And this is the ultra matte formulation. This shade is called Alma Gemela, so I believe twin soul or soulmate maybe. And again, the packaging, Ooh, look at this. Wow. A pretty matte pink, almost a coral pink, right? Let's take a look. This is a lot pinker than I thought it would be. I love it. Very matte, very bright, excellent pigmentation. And their matte texture is a bit velvety feeling. It's very, not overly thick, but it's definitely got, I don't know, I love it. I think it's a great formulation. I love Melt Cosmetics lipsticks. All right, let's move on to the next shade. The next shade is Besos, or Kisses, and let me actually show you the inside of this packaging for a second. It is lined with red velvet. What a beautiful luxe touch. And also the inside of the PR box, the collection box, it has embossing of butterflies and lace hearts and roses, and it's all in a red velvet texture, and it's got little pop-up butterflies. Really, if you want to treat yourself to just a nice, luxurious collection, I highly recommend this. I'm having a lot of fun with this. So it looks like we have another kind of, I'm not sure if this is orange. It looks kind of orangish to me. So I'm losing my daylight, and we're relying solely on ring light right now. So my perception of color might be a little off because I'm limited with my light, but let's try it on, shall we? The pigmentation on this shade is excellent. Now the other matte lipstick, as is customary with most Melt cosmetic lipsticks, they do leave quite a stain. So before applying this one, I did remove what I could of the other lipstick with a makeup remover, and then I applied a very light, thin layer of foundation all over my lips just to make sure that this shows up true to color. But here we go. I love it, love the texture, love the pigmentation. This is the shade Besos, or Kisses. We're moving on to the final shade of ultra matte lipstick in this collection. This is the shade Recuerdos, which I believe means memories. This is really putting my high school Spanish to the test. I went ahead and turned on some lighting in my kitchen. I hope that's not interfering with the filming, but I just need a little bit more light since I'm losing my daylight and I just have a ring light here. Okay, wow, this is a very, ooh, this is pretty. Can you see this? It's a matte, vivid purple. And let's give it a try. Ooh, I love this. Recuerdos, memories. Oh, I really love the shape of their bullets. It's a typical lipstick shape, but I love that it's extremely tapered, really pointed at the end, so you can really get in there to draw nice, clean lines if you don't have a corresponding lip liner to really keep those lines clean. All right, let's move on to the lip liners. So all the lipsticks in this collection do leave quite the stain, especially the last shade, Recuerdos, the purple one. So if you wear this shade, you're going to commit to it for the entire day. So at least whenever the color fades, you still have some color left over. So I don't mind if a lipstick stains. Just keep that in mind that if you wear any of these shades, you're probably going to want to commit to that shade for the entire day because it's not going anywhere. So let's go ahead and get into the lip pencils. I love the gold theme and the packaging on this collection. What I really like is that gold, when it comes to makeup packaging, can go either way. It can look really luxe or it can end up looking really cheap. And this looks really luxe. I really love what they've done with this. And I'm also happy that they included some lip liners in their collection because I actually do not have many lip liners in my personal collection right now, so I'm glad to get a couple more thrown in there. I used to be in the habit, there we go, and it's really in there. I might just have to do it this way. I used to be in the habit of buying quite a few lip liners and just wearing those as lipsticks. Sometimes they just make lip liners in the shade that you absolutely love, but it's not in lipstick form. So just draw a line, just line my lips with the pencil and then fill in my lips. And you can either leave it that way or top on some gloss. And, ooh, this one looks really pretty. So this is in the shade, see if I can find it, Familia, so family. And I'm just gonna line my lips with it and fill in my lips. It does have a rather creamy texture, not overly creamy, but not a dry texture. So I like that I'm able to line my lips and then rub my lips together to blend out the line a little, to bring the color into my lips, further up into my lips. That's a gorgeous shade. All right, let's move on to the next one. This is the shade Esperanza, Hope. And let's just dive right in. What a gorgeous shade of pink. Moving on to the next one. The final lip pencil in the collection is Corazón, or Heart, and it looks like a red. Let's take a look. An absolutely gorgeous shade of red, a blue-based red. So it makes your teeth look a little whiter. So I'm gonna go ahead and just leave this on for now, and we will move on to the other half of the PR box. So got the gorgeous artwork there, gorgeous artwork here. I love that this stays up so nicely. This is really beautifully designed. I'm gonna show you the inside one more time. We've got the pressed pigment palette, we got the blush palette, and we've got 7 eye and face brushes, all keeping in theme with the Amor y Mariposas collection. Ooh, this is really weighty. That I was not expecting. So I believe there are 20 shades in here. Yes, wow, this is not excessively heavy, but this has a lot of weight to it. I have not opened this yet. So everything I'm opening with you for the first time, so I'm surprised too. Oh my gosh. Velvet lined, I love that detail. I've never had a makeup collection that had velvet lining on the unicart or the box. So I'm gonna put that over, well, should we put it here? We can put it right here, it's fine. We'll put that right there. All right, I haven't even looked at this. Okay, so this is the same artwork that's on the inside, on the other side of this. And it's a heart surrounded by hummingbirds. I just now realized those are hummingbirds. Like I said, I just opened this up. I didn't really examine anything. I just wanted to start swatching everything for you guys and show it to you. These are actually hummingbirds. I don't know how well you're able to see that. I didn't even realize it till now. Yes, these are hummingbirds surrounding a heart that is surrounded by roses and monarch butterflies. This is so beautiful. All right, let's open this up. There's probably a, yes, slip cover. That's what I expected. Wow, this is amazingly beautiful. This is so beautiful. Okay, we've got the mirror. So I'm just gonna flip this back as I usually do. I actually kind of don't want to flip it back here. We'll do it like that. There you go. Let's take a look at that. I'm trying to make sure this is in frame. I know I have a tendency to go out of frame when I'm showing you things. What a beautiful color story. Oh my gosh. So we are going to do eye swatches of every single shade. So let me take off what I have on my eyes now, and we will just apply each shade to my lids so you guys can get a look. Oh man, this is beautiful. I don't know how well you can see this. I always have to say that because I'm always afraid you can't see what I see. But okay, there's quite a few little pressed pigment shades. Look like they're possibly pressed glitter. And then there's matte shades. Oh, it looks like they're kind of satin, some matte shades, some satin shades, and they all have butterflies embossed on them. Only the pressed pigment shades do not have embossed butterflies, but there's butterflies here. All right, let me remove my eye makeup and we'll swatch every single shade on my eyelids. So I've removed my eye makeup and I went ahead and reapplied a little bit of concealer. But I just wanted to report really quick that Concha, the pigment paint, the really bright pink one, that came off really easily with eye makeup remover. It did not leave much of a stain on my lid, not too much of one. So if you're worried about that, it comes off really easily with eye makeup remover. So let's jump right into the pressed pigment palette. Let's start with this first shade. This is Cielito Lindo. I believe that's Beautiful Sky. Anyways, so looks like it's kind of a shimmery pressed pigment. So I'm actually just gonna go right in with my finger on that one and we'll apply it to my lid that way. Ooh, whoa, oh, wow. This is so gorgeous. Oh, I love it. Cielito Lindo. Oh my God. This is so pretty. I love it. I love it when it looks in the pan the same way on your eye. You know what I mean? Oh, that is fantastic. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. That's Cariño. I'm just gonna take a little eyeshadow brush, Darling. And it's just a soft matte green. It looks like it's a soft matte green. And we'll put that on the other eye. So I'm not using any eyeshadow primer. I'm just going in on my naked eye. Yeah, this is a nice soft matte green. Oh, that's very pretty. Let me just build up that color. I feel like with an eyeshadow primer, this color, whoops, sorry about the mirror. I feel like with an eyeshadow primer or a good tacky eye base, this would really pop. So for those of you that like to do cut crease looks with your eyeshadow looks, this will probably look really nice on your concealer when you're doing your cut crease looks. But it's pretty soft. I feel like the pigmentation seems sheer, but I think it just needs an eyeshadow primer. All right, let me take these off and we'll go to the next shades. Now we're going in with the shade Sentimientos. This is another matte green. Good pigmentation on that one. This is the shade Michoacan, and it's also another pressed pigment. And this one's a deep emerald green. Oh God, another gorgeous shade. Whoa. I love how it almost has not really a creamy texture, but it's just, it glides on so smoothly and so pigmented. Now we're taking the shade Guamuchil, and it is a matte forest green. Ooh, I like this shade. Good pigmentation. This shade is Mensaje, and I would call this a matte marigold. I feel like this would be an interesting transition color. It's going on a bit sheer, but also remember I'm using tons of eye makeup remover. I'm not using primer, but I feel like you could really build this shade up. It was daylight when I started, and now it is definitely nighttime, but let's keep going. So this is the shade, oh my gosh, Tequila. All right, it's a pressed pigment gold. Wow. This is like liquid gold. This is insane. Obsessed. This is the shade Teodoro. Excellent formulation on both of these shades. This one's a great transition shade or laying down at base. Please let me know in the comments down below if you enjoy live swatch videos like these, and I'll do more of them more often. Otherwise, let me know if you prefer to see swatches on the arms, or if you just don't care for swatches at all, just let me know. That girl Shay here on YouTube, I love her live swatch videos. She usually does live eye swatches, lip swatches of ColourPop collections. So I always think that's really fun. Revolution, Makeup Revolution is coming out with that Marilyn Monroe collection. I want to get that collection. And if you guys would like to see that live swatched, just let me know in advance and we'll make that happen. And also Lady Gaga's makeup line, House Labs, has never appealed to me, but she's coming out with this new Italian collection. I want to get that. And if you guys would like to see live swatches of that collection, just sound off down below and let me know if you like these kind of swatch videos. So let's continue on. So now we're going on to a pressed pigment called Mesquite. And this looks like I'm going to call this an antique gold. Maybe it's a copper. We'll see what it looks like on the lids. Okay, definitely copper. Wow. Okay, seriously. So far, the heroes in this eyeshadow palette are definitely the pressed pigments. They have a great formulation. Like, they look really chunky in the palette, and they look chunky when you put it on your finger. But then the moment it goes onto your lids, it just becomes like, it looks like liquid. It is just so metallic, so shiny, so beautiful. Oh, this is gorgeous. This is the shade Mesquite. And now we're moving on to the shade Maria. And it looks like it's a deep chocolate matte brown is what I'm gonna call it. Let's see if that's what it is. Actually, it might be maroon. Like I said, remember, it's nighttime now, so my lighting is, yeah, no, it's definitely more of a maroon, like a, would you say a burgundy, maybe? That's really pretty. Ooh. Ooh, actually, seeing these two next to each other, I can really see creating an eye look with these two shades together. Oh, this is gorgeous. Ooh, this is pretty. So we got Mesquite and Maria. So far, the pressed pigments in this palette have been out of this world. Like, all the shades are beautiful. They're more like shades that need other shades to work. You know, they're transition shades. They're shades for toning down other shades. They're layering shades. But every single pressed pigment shade has been out of this world. If Melt ever came out with like a miniature pressed pigment palette, or even a huge pressed pigment palette that was nothing but like these kinds of glitter pressed pigments, I would buy that in a second. So this one I'm really excited about because it looks like it's another pressed pigment. It's the shade Mariposa, and it looks like it's a really bright orange. And it is a bright orange. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Whoa. Yes. I love it. Oh, this is so, look how, and this is without any kind of eyeshadow primer because, you know, I'm applying eye makeup remover and then I put just a little concealer under my eyes so I don't look so haggard, but that's it. This is on my bare lid. Oh my God, this is Mariposa, butterfly. I love the name of the next shade. The next shade looks like it is a matte coral and it's called Abuelita. So let's try that one out, shall we? Abuelita. Again, another shade that seems to be going on rather sheer, but I'm sure it works great with a primer. I feel like you could probably build it up. Those of you watching along at home probably realize that I skipped a color. I just realized I skipped a color because I realized I only had 7 shades left. And I'm like, how do I have 7 shades if there's 20 shades? Anyways, Señales. So this one looks to be a matte taupe. So this looks like it would probably be a really good base shade for just placing all over the lid and then filling in with other colors, or just a nice blend out shade, transition shade. So let's give that a try. Señales. Nice pigmentation on this one. Señales. So moving on. So now we're going to abrazos, hugs. And I can't quite tell what shade this is. I know my brush looks really dirty. I'm using one of those quick clean things that it doesn't make the brushes look clean, but it gets all the color off so that you can move on quicker. Abrazos. I'm almost burnt orange maybe? Let's see. Yeah, I would call this a burnt orange. Ooh. Or like a red orange. Ooh, I like this one. The next shade is another matte. And sometimes I can't tell what it is till I get it on my eye. Looks like it's a matte brown, and it's Nueva Vida, New Life. And oh no, this is also in that, woo, whoa, that's excellent pigmentation, holy cow. That is really pretty too. No, it's like a matte rust. Yeah, there we go, matte rust. That's what we're looking for. Ooh, that is really pretty, holy cow. The next shade is Charo. And it looks like that is a deep matte brown, or is it? Like I said, some of them I can't tell till I get on my lid. In the pan, it looks like one thing, and then I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, definitely a deep matte brown. Nice formula. So this is Charo. Sorry, I can't roll my R's. I've never had that ability. Charo. We are coming into the home stretch. There's only 4 shades left. So the next shade is Nube, and it is a matte purple. Beautiful shade. Next we have Amor, and this looks like a lighter matte purple. Maybe lighter is not the right word, but definitely both in the family of purple. This one looks more red next to this one, but both very pretty. Good formulations, nice pigmentation. All right, 2 more shades left in this palette. Those last 2 shades definitely stained my lids, but we should still be able to get a good read on the last 2 shades in the palette. One is a pressed pigment, and of course the other one is a satin shade. This looks like it is a rose gold or a rose toned pressed pigment. It is the shade Sagrado. Very pretty. I usually honestly don't like rose golds on me. I think they make me look sickly. But I can recognize that this is a pretty shade. I may not like it on my complexion, but it is very pretty, and like all the pressed pigments in this palette, it's just, the formulation's excellent. Just what you see in the pan is what you get on your lid. It's gorgeous. Okay, and the last shade is Perla, and it looks like it's a matte red. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and leave these eye colors on so that we can move on to the last items in the PR box. But I wanna talk about the eyeshadow palette a moment. So first off, it is just got some weight to it. It's very nicely designed, not cheap cardboard, as you would say. Decorated with the butterflies, the hummingbirds, the heart, the roses. Oh, it's just gorgeous. But the actual eyeshadows themselves, so all the pressed pigments are out of this world, and the matte shades are a mixture of super saturated pigmentation, buttery smooth, and then a couple of shades that perform kind of lackluster. They're a little bit sheer. but I don't mind that because there's so many bold colors in here. It's nice to have some of the softer shades that perform a little less brilliantly, because those make for great blend out shades, transition shades, base shades, shades that you can use to tone down other shades in the palette. So all in all, I think the mixture of formulas in here really complement each other. So on days you want something more subtle, something more romantic, or something super dramatic, you can dial it up or down any way you want to. So I highly recommend this. I think this is a great palette. The Amor y Mariposas pressed palette. All right, so the last color portion is the blush palette. So I know there's six shades in here. Sorry, I'm having trouble talking. I know there are 6 shades in here. I have not opened this, so this will also be my first time seeing it. Once again, this has very nice weight to it. This has a very luxe presentation. I'm a sucker for packaging. That's why I got this PR kit, because I knew the moment I opened it, it would just make me feel happy. So the packaging is gold. You've got the monarch butterfly, you've got melt, you've got the heart with the aura. I've got a butterfly on the back. And let's go ahead and open up this palette. There is a mirror inside the palette. There's a slip cover. And oh, one thing I meant to say, I'm sure you already noticed, but one thing I meant to say about the pressed pigment palette is, yeah, these pans are a bit small, but you get such a selection of color, and the majority of the shades perform so beautifully that I don't mind. Because you could have had bigger pans, but then you would have less shades. But there's so many shades of quality in this that I prefer to have the smaller pans if it means I can have more quality eyeshadows or pressed pigments in this case. Okay, so back to the blush palette. Sorry, I wanted to finish those thoughts, so I didn't really look at this. Well, this is quite pretty. So we have a spectrum of colors here, which I really like. I'm especially drawn to this bottom row. I think this is rather unique for a blush palette because, of course, we've got our pinks, and we've got our neutral shades, and it looks like these two are matte. It looks like this one's matte. I think that's matte. Okay, so it looks like we have 4 mattes and possibly 2 satin shades is what I'm thinking at first glance. So it looks like matte, satin, matte, satin, matte, matte. And I'm gonna go ahead and just do face swatches of each shade. So there's 6 shades, so we'll do, you know, 2 different shades on each cheek, or 1 different shade on each cheek, and move on that way. So the first shade is, I need to get some brushes. I'll be right back. Okay, now I have a brush. So the first shade is Mila Gritos, and it looks like it is a matte baby pink. So let me put my brush in. And once again, the artwork on this is so beautiful. We have a butterfly right here, and 2 of the shades have like an aura. And then the embossing, the artwork that is embossed on some of the shades right here. It's, once again, it's a butterfly inside of a heart with like lace trim, and it looks like there's a seashell above it. So beautiful. All right, Mila Gritos. That actually shows up more than I thought it would. For some reason, I thought it wasn't going to show up on me. And I am putting it on in an exaggerated fashion because I want you to be able to see it. Oh, but this is, yeah, this is definitely a satin finish. So there's a slight sheen to it, but it's not glittery. At the same time, the sheen might emphasize any kind of pores or texture that you might have, like I do. But I still think this is a really pretty shade, and I'm honestly surprised how well it's actually showing up on my skin tone. At first, I didn't think it was going to show up. I thought it looked so light. But there we go. And I said this was a satin finish. Well, it does have like a sheen to it, so I guess it is. At first, I thought it was a matte finish in the pan, but there's definitely that sheen to it. A little bit of, not quite shimmer, but almost pearlescence. Okay, very pretty. So the next shade is Vita. So let me just grab a random brush. Let's try this one. This is Vita. Now this one definitely looks like it's a satin finish. And kind of like, you know, it's kind of that peachy pink. Oh my gosh, that's actually really pretty. Now this one, as you can see, there's so much shimmer and sheen in this that I would actually personally use this as a highlighter. I wouldn't use this as a blush, but that's only because I have so much pores and textures and, you know, acne scars that are healing, that kind of thing. So instead of, you know, being able to concentrate on how pretty the color is, it really does emphasize all those imperfections that can make you a little self-conscious. So for me, this would be better as a highlighter, just right on the cheekbone, right in the corner of my eye here. But this is, wow, really pretty though. So those are two of those. All right, let me take this off and we'll move on to the next two shades. The next shade is Flor. It's a bright matte pink. Woo! And the pigment on this one is no joke. You need to use a very light hand on this one. But it's very pretty. Very anime. Makes me think of a cartoon character. Wow. As I said before, I am applying these in a very exaggerated fashion because I want you to be able to see the shade. But yeah, no, this is actually really pretty. Definitely a matte finish. Oh, love it. All right, the next shade is Felice, and it looks like this one is a satin shade. And I'm just going in with, sorry, I'm just running out of brushes, to be honest. So we'll just go in with this one. This is the shade Felice Happy. And I'm not sure how I would describe this color. Maybe we'll have a descriptor once we put it on. Okay, once again, this one has, as you can see, a ton of shimmer to it. It's kind of a gold, very light peach. It's actually quite pretty. Again, I would use this shade as a highlighter personally because this just emphasizes too much texture and pores on me. But the shade is gorgeous and I will definitely make use of this. You could also use this, I mean, as a eyeshadow, you know. Don't ever be afraid to try makeup in different spots. As long as you don't experience any kind of sensitivity or irritation, it's totally fine. But, oh, this is really pretty. Ooh. So those are those two. Felice. Okay. Two left. The last two shades in the palette are Sondrisa and Comigo. So smile and with me. Very cute. So let's start off with, I'm deciding, yeah, there we go. Let's do Sondrisa. This one does look like it is, looks like it's matte. This is an interesting color. Woo. And this is a very pigmented color. So you definitely want to use a fluffy brush. I'm just out of brushes. I need to wash my brushes. This is what I have left. But wow, super pigmented. Actually a really pretty color. I don't know how to quite describe this. Maybe a light terracotta, maybe. Actually quite pretty when you apply it with a light hand and a fluffy brush so it doesn't go on so concentrated. But I do like the color. I know I look crazy. Oh my gosh. When I did my Scott Barnes blush singles video, I looked crazy too. Bacon strips. But it's okay, because, you know, we're just playing here. All right, now this one definitely looks like a terracotta. This one's Comigo, with me. And it looks like it's a matte finish. Yeah, I would call this more of like a terracotta. And also remember, I just reapplied my foundation. Sorry, I got some fallout from my brush, some little brush bristles. I did just reapply my foundation, so of course the blush is also really grabbing on to my foundation. But this is just a nice classic shade, I think, for a blush. Even though in the pan, it looks like really unorthodox. It might be a little scary for some people. This is really just, I think, just for a great flush of color. Nice. Okay. Blush palette is excellent. As I said, a couple of the shades I would probably use more as highlighter than as blush, but I love the selection of shades. I think it's a nice diverse range for the blush palette. They all have excellent pigmentation, and some you can use as a highlighter and or blush. So I think that's a really good deal. So that's all the makeup in the collection. The last things that we have are the makeup brushes. There are 7 face and eye brushes total. So let's just jump right in. It says Melt Cosmetics on the handle. It's obviously in gold. I love this little detail. It looks like a ring, but it is actually attached on there. It doesn't come off. It's a ring with the heart, and inside the heart is the butterfly. Red bristles. These are nicely packed, nicely shaped, very soft, silky texture, but I can tell that they're packed and tightly enough that they'll actually pick up product. But then the way they're cut, when it applies the skin, it'll disperse it, so it'll go ahead and blend out the color nicely, which is really great on really pigmented shades like their blushes. You need those soft, fluffy brushes that can really blend out the color, that don't just put it on and then you're stuck with it. So then this is a nice little highlighter brush. I love that shape. Here we have a medium-sized crease brush, a little dome-shaped brush. Here is a detail brush or an eyeshadow, or a flat panel, there we go, flat panel eyeshadow brush. Here we go, this one's a slightly angled eyeshadow brush, so really great for getting in the corners and carving out those edges when you want to. This could be a crease brush, also just nice for blending out edges as well. And then this is great, I love this shape. This I would call a detail brush. This is the kind of brush I love to use underneath my eye to get that really thick, dramatic eyeshadow look under the eye, if you like that kind of look. If you don't, just don't use it that way. You can use it a different way. Great for taking brighter shades and applying a little bit of highlight in the inner corner of your eye if you still enjoy doing that look. I'm not sure if that's considered dated now or not. Might be. Anyways, so this is the collection. It is gorgeous. I think it is worth every penny, from the presentation to the formulations to the color range to the color story, the art direction. Absolutely worth every penny. If you don't want to splurge on the entire collection, I get it. What would I recommend? I would recommend, gosh, that's hard to say. I would recommend the lipsticks are always great. I would recommend the lipsticks, the glitter lipsticks, maybe not so much, but definitely the matte lipsticks in this collection I absolutely love. The eyeliners, the gel eyeliners are excellent, as well as the pigment paint. Those are great. So if you could only pick up one item from the collection, I would go with any of the gel liners or the pigment paint, which is the pink one, Concha, or I would recommend any of the matte lipsticks. The eyeshadows and the blushes are amazing, but I feel like if you only want to get one item from the collection, I feel like these are the most unique in presentation and shades. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I think these are the most unique in presentation, and the colors that they have available are the matte lipsticks and the gel liners or the pigment paint. Excuse me. It's been a long time, long video. The brushes are beautiful. If you like to collect brush sets, I think this one's worth collecting. I believe they will be. I believe they're going to be selling things separately beginning November 23rd on meltcosmetics.com. So I do believe you'll have the option of buying items separately, so you don't have to get the entire promotion public relations box, which I did pay for. I did not get that free. I wish I did. But it was worth every penny. I don't regret shelling out the dough. So if you're a big brush collector, definitely pick up the brushes from this collection. The eyeshadow and the blush palettes, if you love blush palettes and eyeshadow palettes, worth checking out. Honestly, Everything's great. The lip liners, I've been wearing this lip liner for the duration of the video. And as you can see, it's still quite vibrant. I'm not experiencing any feathering or bleeding. So yeah, and I absolutely love the mirror. The mirror is absolutely adorable, very cute, very, I don't know, it feels luxe. It's it's very lightweight. It's not heavy. I love this collection. So let me know if you guys have any questions or comments down below. Ask me anything. Let me know if you enjoy live swatch videos like these. Let me know what your favorite items in the collection are if you're going to get this. Just let me know if you have any questions. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Heather and King, the same as my name on my YouTube channel. And go ahead and like and subscribe. Everything that's on my face, I will list in the description box down below. And if you click on any of the links down below, that really helps me out. If you don't, that's fine too. Just thanks for stopping by. Thank you guys so much for watching this long video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.